As you can see, this is a rich neighborhood. Not the kind of area that he was preferring to live. He was always choosing his city, Envigado. Envigado is the city where we are going to right after this. But it was the late 70s and this guy was getting literally a ton of money. So he decides to join the country club. The country club is behind this building. It's still there. We're going to see it on the way out. It's a big golf club where the wealthy people go to play golf, play tennis. There is a big restaurant, swimming pools. As you can imagine, it's very expensive to be part of that club. So he went there, he told the owners of the club, I am rich and I want to be part of your club. And they told him, no, you're not rich. You have a lot of money, but you can't show us where all that money is coming from. So everyone is going to assume that is dirty money, so you're never going to be allowed in our club. And you will see during the tour that most of the craziest things that he did were just to prove the point that he was able to do them. So he told the owners of the club, no problem, what I'm going to do, I'm going to build my own club right in front of yours. And mine is going to be better because I'm going to be in it and you're not. And I'm going to put my name in big letters right at the entrance. So every day you're going to see my name and you're going to remember that I have more money than all of you guys together. And that's what he did. He was not stealing the money from the banks. He was showing them plata o plomo. You know his most famous quote. You know what it refers to? Not silver or lead, what literally translates. It can be translated closer to something like this. Money or bullets. Are you with me or are you against me? You want to get rich or you want to get shot? Not much options to negotiate with him actually. If you know the banks for the same reason, for not taking his money. Then at the end of the year, 89, Medellin market started something called Plan Pistola, gun plan, pistol plan, however you want to call it. It's basically it's an open offer for anyone who could kill a police officer receives one.
Alright, so this is a memorial of people who died. This shit is basically built for the people. It was like, it's all bombs. This whole wall is all bombs, yo. That's crazy. And the opposite side is filled with holes, like 43,000 something of the people that passed away and shit. It's crazy.
Actually, during this tour, we are visiting 4 different cities because when you look at Medellin, it looks like one big valley with one big city in it, but it's actually 10 different municipal cities, all together conforming what we call the metropolitan area of Medellin. Because Medellin is the largest one, everyone refers to it as just Medellin. Right now, we're in the south part of Medellin. We are about to enter Envigado. Envigado is the city where Pablo spent most of his life. That's why we spend most of the tour.
Alright, yo, so I made it to La Catedral. Look at this statue. The guy was still running his criminal empire from here. Every day to control his business, to see everything with his own eyes. Maybe in the parking lot, we are leaving before 11:30, okay? We have a long drive to go down to the city again. We have 2 more locations to visit. We can't be more than half an hour late for the last location because we have to skip. I don't want to be skipping or missing anything in this tour. I want everyone to get all the information, so make sure you get all the pictures. Meet me in the parking lot. We are leaving in like 5 or 6 minutes. No, he came in a helicopter. He was receiving VIPs in helicopters, but he didn't escape from the helicopter.
So I'm in La Catedral, the fake prison where Pablo was locked up, had prostitutes and shit. These look like rooms. They're pretty tiny though. This is where the helicopter lands. Shit. It's pretty dope. You can smell the air is cleaner than the city. So this is where Pablo landed his helicopter every time he came. Look at this view. Wow. It's amazing. Still recording.
Houses. Usually each house is 4 or 5 or 6 bedrooms for entire Colombian families. Colombian families are usually from 6 to 10 people living together, sometimes 2 or even 3 generations living together. The guy was living in this neighborhood since he was a kid, so he knew everyone personally in this neighborhood. And then he was 17, 18 years old. He was already getting enough money to buy houses close to where he lived. He gave all these houses to the family that he knew that were paying rent. Imagine you have your typical traditional Colombian family of only one. We'll see. So, like I was telling you, the black square here is Pablo's property. He's buried here with all his closest family members and one of the employees. So the 3 big ones are Pablo, mother, and father. Those 3 are buried full body. The smaller ones are the remains on the top. The first one on the left, as you can see, that's him. He died December 2, 93, one day after his birthday. Right next to him, Luis Fernando. Fernando, his younger brother, died in a car accident in a vehicle that Pablo gave to him. He was driving in the night, drunk. Police tried to stop him. He started running away from the police. There was a police chase, a car accident, killed himself. Teresa Ordinana Ordenani, the person that helps your mother to take care of you when you're a kid is considered a second mother for the Colombian food, so that's why she's very here, right next to Pablo's mother. In the center of any Colombian family, you always go. Wait. About anything of the wrong things.
Also his wife. Said the same.
Especially his wife. So, there he is. Most of the people just pretend that it never happened and they don't like anything that has to do with Pablo, okay? And they don't talk about it. We don't learn about this in the school.
Oh really?
They pretend that if they don't talk about it, it's going to disappear. Gustavo Jr. died the same day as Pablo. That's in a different operation, that's in the morning. That's the reason why the government was able to locate Pablo that day. Because after he escaped from La Catedral, he was on the run for 500 days. Every single day, he was calling his family. He knew that the police was tracing the call, and he also knew that it took 8
minutes with the technology at the time to place a call. He was calling his family every day for only 2 minutes, hung up. Call again, 2 minutes. Few weeks. This is the Black Widow. That's the Black Widow. You know who she is? That's great. We're going to cover her story in a couple of minutes. I think that her story is a lot more interesting than Pablo's. There is already a Netflix series about her, but that Netflix series is very far from reality. It's called The Queen of the South. But it's based on the character, but pretty far. But there is a new Netflix series coming about her in like 10 days. It's called Griselda, her name. And she's going to be played by Sofia Vergara. It's going to be a pretty nice series. Karol G is going to be in the cast as well. So, there she is. As you can see, it's not that spectacular, at least for someone that had a lot more money and a lot more power than Pablo. We're going to cover her story pretty quick. Her story starts very similar to Pablo's actually. When she was 5 years old, her family came from Cartagena, Colombia, looking for better opportunities to the city of Medellin. First thing they did, selling her to the two guys that kept her captive because she was considered, first, very ugly. You know, your standards in Colombia are pretty high, especially for women in Medellin. And she killed all the husbands that she married. And she killed them herself. Not like Pablo, that was paying someone to go and kill someone. She killed them herself using her own personal gun, standing right in front of them. First one, a Colombian. In this area, in a discotheque, they were in a party drunk. After the party, they started arguing in the parking lot because the guy wanted to be part of the cocaine part of the business. That's where all the money is. She wanted to stay in complete control, so they started arguing, eventually started shooting. Apparently she was a better shooter, maybe she was less drunk because she survived and he didn't. Then she moved to the United States and got married again and killed the guy for the same reason. Then she went to prison.